Hey everybody, it's Miguel. Just wanted to do a quick repotting of the Miltoniopsis orchids I got at Trader Joe's and introduce everybody to my new puppy. This is Roscoe. He's gonna try to help. Oops. But usually he just likes to chew on orchid leaves and then chase the chickens. This is my little Seabright Chicken. She's a true bantam. There's no large variety of this type of chicken. And Roscoe still likes to chase the little chicken, but you shouldn't. Okay, no orchids. Joy's a little puppy. Roscoe, Banty chicken. Both very small. Okay, let's get on with it. So these are the Miltoniopsis orchids I got from Trader Joe's. This is the biggest one. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is take them from what they got going on here. This one has the best roots. Good boy. Some of them I already repotted, like this one, and I could see that their roots are just starting to get a little bit stressed out from the watering that I've started to do for this spring. So, but this one actually, let me start with this other one here. That one has such thick roots. See if this one has roots more like the other ones. Roscoe. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get this puppy. Okay. So yeah, these ones have way better roots than the first two I did. But anyways, basically what I want to do is get out all this old media. You can tell it's really old because the wood chips feel soft. So I'm gonna try not to break too many roots here. As fast as possible here. Oh, there goes the spike. That's okay. She was almost over. I'll save that. Oops. Kind of looks like it's grown around the outside here. Wow, lots of roots. I don't think I'm going to trim too many of these off. Looks pretty good, actually. Wow. Major roots. A little bit of peat moss or some kind of moss on the very inside from the original plug. Clear all that out. So compared to other orchids that I've done, this is super easy. It's funny, when I first got into the Miltoniopsis, you know, you read all the videos and watch all the videos and they make them sound scary. But you know what? I find that they're just like the rest of the orchids. You know, you take care of them, give them what they need, and these ones have actually been growing better than a lot of the other ones. I mean, these two new growths were there. But on this one, I don't see the new growths yet, but on the other ones, there are definitely new growths starting. So these puppies are healthy. Okay. Huge roots. It's a lot. So, yeah, since the roots seem alive, I think I'm just gonna leave it and go for it. Okay, so when I got them, I put on the pots what they were. This is the purple center with purple outer leaves. So to keep that all straight, I'm gonna write it on the bottom of these new pots, just so at least I know what it is. purple center purple. And then 2020. So I remember this lovely year we just had. Okay, so what we're putting them in is a mixture of lava rock and then small pebbles, and then I also still have some of my old aquarium gravel in here. I don't know if you can even see that. Okay, so starting with some on the bottom. There's even some bigger stone in here. Eye this guy up. Here's my other media. So I'm going to kind of hold the orchid where I want it. Just start filling them with rocks. Kind of try to make sure you get the rocks up underneath, inside where the roots are, or there may be like a little cavity there of air, which you don't want. Had that happen before with some cattleyas. Kind of like put in the rocks and kind of bounce it around a little bit. It's easy. That's what I've done with all these orchids up here. Same exact thing. So what I have found with my Phalaenopsis and the rock situation is the rocks I used were a little too big, so there's too much air going through there. But basically, I started to put a small layer of moss on top, and it seems to really help with the evaporation. Now, before I have used a stake in here. This is the one that I did. My first Miltoniopsis that I got that was half dead. There actually is a new growth coming here, but I have used these little stakes in the bottom before, like Rick L. Orchid says. You guys should all go watch his videos right away. Rick L. Orchid. But on these ones I thought I would try it without that because they don't seem to get too tall, and the rocks really do seem to help them stay in place. So let's see how this works out. Hopefully it grabs on. Okay, and then my genius idea was just to put a little bit of moss right on top to help keep in the moisture. So I have like this moss that I got at the local garden place. I'm just gonna set it on top, not pack it in or anything, but just to help keep a little bit of moisture on top. A little wobbly. Hopefully that'll tighten up with the rocks. So basically that's it. Cute. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more here, just in case you haven't seen enough. Yellow center purple. How huge this is. New spike, new growth right there. New growth right there. Definitely time. I wanted to do it while it was still a little bit cooler out here because before long it is going to be like in the 90s. Man, this thing has got roots. Good to see. But I can tell they're starting to kind of turn a color, so if I wouldn't take care of this now, it was going to need to be done. Man, these roots, super healthy. Kind of root pruning some of these. Hi, Chicky. We're up the bottom. Wow, the media is very broken down. It feels almost just like regular potting soil. You guys are gonna be so happy getting into the rock media. Oof, wow. Some of the healthiest orchid roots I've ever dealt with. Thickest. It's so funny, and it's always like, oh, Miltoniopsis, gotta be scared, gotta be scared. These things are beasts. So when it does get super hot here in the summer, to me, super hot is when it hits like over 93. So over 93 degrees Fahrenheit, I will take these guys inside the house and just let them sit there in the air conditioning with us and the pets and everything. And then in the evening, or yeah, usually in the evening, I put them back outside and then just let them stay out there. And if it's going to be another super hot day, once it starts to hit 93 or above, I start thinking about getting them inside. And then that's it. It does cool down here every night in California most of the time. So I just put them back outside and they seem to be thriving. Wow, thick. It's like this band of roots right around the top here. Trying to carefully break it up and detangle it. Be like a root pruning. Chickie's here helping. Woo! These are some roots. What the heck? It's like girdled itself. So I'm gonna try to loosen this up. Totally girdled itself. Girdling is when the roots wrap around, start choking itself off. Look how huge this thing is. I have to remember not to break out these little growths there. Where's the other one? Carefully, carefully. So thick, it's like all roots here on the top. Complete roots. I don't think I've ever had an orchid that was so heavily rooted.
Oops.
Here he is.
Give him to me.
Look at how big he is. He's the size of the orchid. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. Well, I guess I won't. I'll just keep going. I'll try to edit it. Or not. This is really, really thick. Can't believe it. Trying to get most of this crud out. I feel some rocks. Wow. Oh. Oh, that wasn't a growth. Where is it? Be careful, Miguel. Okay, they're both still there. Whew. No touching the growths. Of course, I leave like the thickest orchids to do on camera. Should have done the easy ones, just been like plop, 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 that's it, thank you. These ones have like the Medusa roots. Wow, these guys needed to get liberated. Super careful with these new growths. Abuse it too much. We're just going to go with that. Keep this simple. Rusky, I'll be right in. Huge. Beautiful plant. Okay. Fill in on the edges. Careful with the new growth. I'll lift it up a little bit, shaky shake, make sure there's rocks underneath. good. A few more rocks right there by the base. New growth there, looking happy. Oh, that other one's over here still. Do my new secret. Put on some of this very inexpensive moss. But just to keep a little bit of moisture down in the rocks. And then a little bit of moisture from when those new baby shoots come out. They just need a little extra help. That the rocks kind of don't give them quite enough moisture for that situation. So I'm just going to lightly just set it there. You can see that, what's going on here. A little bit more for this one. Light moss. Lightly. Get these out of sun. I'm actually going to put this guy, a little bit of moss on this older one too. I think it really will help with that, keeping that moisture in. I had them on trays before, but that's just a pain. And then I'm always like, oh, there's mosquito larvae in there. So trying this route. This one seems to be doing well, so see what happens. Okay. So that's about it. The Miltoniopsis repotting. Pretty easy. Give them some water in a day or two. There was lots of water in those rocks from the rain. But yeah, so don't be afraid of Miltoniopsis orchids. Got these at Trader Joe's and they seem to be doing really, really well. Okay guys, hope you have a great day. Later.